solve it. So for the agenda, sorry, just let me get my screen right. So for the agenda for today, we have how to trace your floor plans in Foyr Neo. First, we'll cover it step by step, so how to import it and trace it. Then, like I can give you some tips in between tracing the floor plan and some shortcuts to make it the whole process to make it faster and a bit smoother. We have some rules. So if we can stay on the topic, that would be great. I know that you sometimes have like different questions. If there will be time, like you can ask them if they're very important. You can always schedule like a masterclass or reach out to us after, and we will try to help you out. So as much as we can, we're trying to stay on a topic. You're respectful, but you always are. You're very good participants. And ask clearly. If I don't understand the question, I will tell you what do I understand, what I don't understand. Yeah, and please stay muted unless you're asking a question. So, are we ready for me to share another screen and start the tutorial? Great, just let me share the screen. Okay, so for uploading floor plans, if you have a file that is either PNG or JPEG, then you can upload your floor plan. You need to be in 2D mode of your project. So whatever you will open your project, it will be in 2D. So stay in 2D. In the top center of your screen, you have upload floor plan. So you just click on that. Now we have two options. You can trace it yourself, and that's what I will show you today. But we also have an option to get it traced. For that, it's a $10 per floor plan. And we actually have three different pricings. So it's $10 for area less than 1,000 square feet. It will be delivered within 24 hours, and your doors and windows will be added. Then when you have area 1,000 to 2,500 square feet, we have $20. And for anything that is above 2,500 square feet, that's $30. It still will be delivered within 24 hours, and your doors and windows will be added. So if you have very complicated floor plans, like you will see now when I will be tracing it, that like it is easy when you have like a regular floor plan. If you have any like maybe like loads of bay windows or things like that, and it might get complicated, then it is really worth to just get it traced. So just letting you know, you know that there is an option to do that. So if you want to trace it yourself, it needs to be again in PNG or JPEG file format and should not exceed 5 megabytes. You just click on upload now, and now you will choose the floor plan from your files. Now that will open the window here, whatever you want to upload your floor plan. You can click on crop and you can crop it. Now click crop over here. And now you need to define floor plan scale. That means that we need to select start and end point of any wall, so our floor plan will be uploaded in the same scale. So you need to be very careful on this one here. So if you need to zoom out, then zoom out. You need to place your cursor always on the inside of your floor plan. And of course, add inside measurements. Now you can choose your dimensions, meters, millimeters, inches, feet. And now just simply click on done. As you already might have noticed, in 2D mode, we have floor plan mode, ceiling plan mode, and background plan mode. Wherever you will drop your floor plan will be dropped into the background plan mode. From here, you can click on it, you can move it, you can remove it if you don't want to. Now, to trace it, we need to switch back to floor plan mode. So the first thing that we do now is clicking back on floor plan mode. Now, first thing that you will do is you will measure the thickness of your wall before you start tracing. Because if you have different wall thickness than you have set here in your project, then that will change your dimensions whatever you start drawing. So what we can do, you can zoom in as much as you can, and you can use the ruler tool to approximately measure the width of your wall. Now you will go to File, Settings, and you will change your wall thickness. Like I have actually the same one here, so I don't need to adjust it. But if you have to, then just adjust your wall thickness. Now we can start tracing. First, we'll click on Wall tool. And now when you start tracing your floor plan, start wherever your wall is ending. So don't go up to the very point here. Just start in the corner. And of course, where your wall is. Not inside, not outside. You will tracing the walls. So now when we have that, we can start tracing. Now, when you finish like that, then as you can see, when you will add another wall, it will start not from this point, it will start a little bit below. You can zoom in so you can be very precise. You can do the outside walls first, and then you can do the inside walls. You can type in your measurements. So if you want to be very, very precise, then whatever you draw in your wall, you can type in your measurements. Now, as you can see, my inside walls are a bit thinner than my outside walls. So again, I will use the ruler tool and I will just approximately measure them. So 0. You can trim the ruler lines. And now we can again go back to wall tool and we can start tracing our inside walls. So one of the tips is to be as precise as you can. So zoom in. So like, so you're exactly on point. You can add measurements, whatever you're tracing, you can always like add them if you want to. And check your wall thickness. That's very, very important. When you have all your walls traced, then you can switch back to background plan mode. You can remove your background if you want to, or you can just leave it for reference. If it if it becomes too busy If you have like, all your layouts done on your floor plan, then you can simply just slide it aside and just leave it for later. Now we can start with some of the questions. Hopefully, I will know the answers to them. Yes, yes. So already, Samita answered that questions. Yes, you can upload a part. That's why you have the crop tool, So you can crop you. It can be even like one room. You just crop it with the crop tool, and then you're uploading whatever you need to use in your project. Sometimes you get stuck on setting the ceiling height. So for the ceiling height, what you do, you click on any of the walls in your floor plan. Now you go to edit, and from here, this is your wall height settings. If you have full wall selected and you will change your wall height, then that means that the changes will apply to your complete floor plan. If you want to work only with one wall, then you select that wall, you click on partial wall, and now you're working with that selected wall only. The only thing is that this selected wall can be only lower than the rest of the walls. So for example, if I have this wall and this wall is like the highest, and then all my other walls are lower than this wall here, then what I have to do, I have to bring all my walls. So I will start with the full wall. I will bring them up to the highest point, and then wall by wall, I will lower the rest of the walls. Now, when you have your floor plan traced, you still can make any adjustments. So, like if you need to change something or remove the wall, like, like it all works the same way as it does when you're drawing your floor plan by yourself. I have another example here of a floor plan that is with like a rounded wall. And for this one, I will just show you an example how you can create like a rounded wall. So we have two ways to do it, and it all depends if you need to. Sorry, if you need to uh, if you will be working with it in 3D, or if you like, just need like a layout in export 2D. So we can either do, just let me first scale it. So for example, we have something like that. Like with this one, this wall is created with the Create New Product tool. You can do that, but then you have to create your floor and your ceiling because this wall will be non-existent. If you want to try and do it with the wall, because for example, you want to put windows in this curved wall, then you can do it. You just need to like, it won't be as round, of course, because like, we will have like some kind of edges, but then when you will put the windows, like it will look really nice. So for this one, what you will do, like again, we will measure the width of our wall before we start tracing. But for this one, you don't need to be as precise with the wall width. What we will do, we'll go to with the wall tool, and now we will start somewhere here. Now, when you will be drawing, you will try to be just on the line here. Like you need to zoom in and just be on the line. You can try to do pretty much the same segment of the wall, like in length if you want to. You just need to be quite precise and just keep it on the line. Zoom in whenever you're not sure if you're on track or not. There you go. So we have something like that. And that looks similar. If you really need to have a rounded wall, then you can create it with the Create New Product tool and then just create your floor and your ceiling, because if you will remove a wall that should be here, then as you might know, there will be no floor and no ceiling applied. Slanted wall. How do you do the measurements? Are you talking about slanted ceiling or slanted wall? So I'm not sure. With the slanted ceiling, then you will have to bring all the walls up to the highest point, and then you create a slanted ceiling inside of your project. Cathedral ceiling, the same. Is there a way to turn off the snap function? Yes, of course, you can turn off the wall snapping. So if you go to File, go to Settings, here we have wall snapping. So you can turn that off, and then you won't have any wall snapping. So for the cathedral ceilings or slanted ceilings, then first you need to combine the height. So you're just taking the highest point in your room. You're going to your wall edits, put that number there, and then you're applying your cathedral ceiling or your slanted ceiling inside of your project. Yes, I can show you how to create the curve wall with the new product tool. If that needs to be a railing for a balcony, how do I do this? Well, for the balcony, you can create the balcony outside of your project with the Create New Product tool. And then we have loads of railings in the catalog that you can use and just place them around your created product. Then you can apply textures like tiles, etc. Um, for your balcony, and that's how you can create it. So now for the curved wall, just let me open another project and I'll show you step by step how to do it. If you go to catalog and you go to stairs, then there should be a few options to choose. If you need something like a very special, you can get it created like a 3D model. But we can go and see what's in there. There's a few options here. You can always use like geometric shapes or maybe some panels or like a partition walls. that, yeah, no worries. Some partition walls that you can just like, change into a railing. So yeah, like I always recommend to think outside of the box. So yeah, but we have few options here. You can change the texture of them. Okay, I'm just trying to. Okay, so here, like for example, like I have this wall here. So I'll just show you how I created that. So usually the wall will be here. So then we will have a floor and a ceiling. Like if you only need it for inside purposes, so for like for example renders, then I will show you how to do it so you don't have to create your ceiling and your floor. So first we can add some new walls here. So we're in 2D. Now we switch to 3D. Double click on the wall. And now with the create new product, you choose create yourself, and we will create a rectangle the size of this wall. Now we will give it a depth and like a load of depth. So we can create like a nice curved wall. Now you click on the arc tool, start on the edge, click, and now you create your curved wall. Now again, click on an arc tool, just choose the thickness of your curved wall. Again, draw a line. It will snap by itself, like it will create a straight line. And now just create a second line. So that will be our wall. Now with the push and pull, remove these parts here. Now, if you only need it for, like I said before, just for like renderings, then you can apply any texture on it and you have your ceiling and you have your floor. If you would like to render it from the outside, then you need to remove these three walls in 2D, and then you just have to trace over it again and create your floor and create your ceiling with the Create New Product tool. Was that clear enough? Perfect. Any other questions? How about walls that have a bump out or a column? You can either trace it over with the walls, and if you don't want a wall, then you can add a column. You can find it in you can just type in a column, or you can find it in our geometric shapes, and then you can just add it and place it in between the walls. Like it can stick out a bit outside, a bit inside, or you can create that with the Create New Product tool. Slanted wall. Yeah, floor dock. Yes, you can use the floor dock cubes, or you can like create your own. Yes. Yeah. So geometric shapes, they're great, and you can like, change the purpose of them. You can resize them and then just apply different textures, and they can be whatever you want them to be. Slanted wall. I'm not like, I don't know if I understand that. Is it like just instead, let's say, of a straight wall, it's just like a wall that goes like that, like angled wall, or Camila, can you let me know what you mean by slanted wall? Or is it like a slanted into the inside of your oh, high ceiling? Okay, so like a slanted ceiling. Yeah, I will show that in a second. What's floor duct? Floor duct, that means that this shape goes on the floor, but you can change the purpose of it. So with a free movement, for example, if we're here in 3D and you go to our geometric shapes, so we have that in building elements. Then if you click on shapes, then we have geometrics. And if you can see, some of them are floor duct, some of them are ceiling duct. But it doesn't mean that the one that is ceiling duct, you can't use it on the floor. What you do, like for example, we have this one that is ceiling duct. We will take this cube, place it on the sink. As you can see, you can't place it on the wall, on the floor. You can only place it in the ceiling. But now if you want to work with it on any other surface, then you just click on it, you click on the free movement, and now you can use it anywhere else. You can resize it, and then you can change the texture of it, so you can fully repurpose the purpose of that product. For high ceilings, for slanted ceilings, we have two ways to do them. So the easiest way is to actually use our geometric shape. So if you will type in ceiling duct triangle, then we have a perfect shape there to just scroll down, and this one here, that's the perfect one to create a slanted ceiling. So it will, if it's not touching your wall, then you can use the rotate tool and rotate it so it's sticking into your wall. And now simply you click on it, you go to resize tool, and you can resize it. You can go all the way or up to half. You can also do that with the create new product tool. You can, but it won't be visible. You will have to use the invisible material for the ceiling. And if you will use the invisible material for the ceiling, then it will go for like the complete ceiling in your complete floor plan. But you can, if you want to, you can stack it on your ceiling. It's just, it won't be visible from the inside. So if you, for example, will bring it up, then as you can see it. And now if you will go to texture and you will use the invisible material to cover your ceiling, then your full ceiling will disappear on the throughout your hallway. Yeah. So now you can see it. But you won't have your existing ceiling here. So that's why the first thing that we do, we just take the highest point and we adjust the wall height. And then we create our slanted or cathedral ceilings inside of your plan. Now, if you need any others, then we have ceiling designs in our catalog as well. They're ready to use. I usually see an option with a tick box that says same as floor plan height. Not sure what that does exactly versus what you showed earlier. Same as floor plan height. Okay, and is it when you're in 2D, when you're going to your wall settings? Can you set the ceiling height by room? Like you can create your own ceilings with the create new product tool. And like, just either create them straight away on the ceiling or create them on the floor and then put them high. The same, you can use the geometric shapes to do that as well if you need to do room by room. Because if you will bring your walls to the highest point, then of course the ceiling will be at your highest point. So then if you will lower the rest of your walls, then you won't have any ceiling in the lower part of your floor plan. So you need to create a ceiling space yourself. Same as floor plan height. I actually need to check that. I missed the beginning of this session, so forgive me if this has already been. Whenever I go to create a floor plan wall by wall, the measurements always seem to change when I add another wall in, which is really annoying because then I have to go back and adjust everything. Is there a way to avoid this or am I missing something? You always need to measure your walls inside. So if you have your measurement inside and then you're creating your floor plan, then of course you need to add the thickness of the walls in between your rooms. So if you don't have that added, and for example, you will draw one room, right? And then you will draw another room, and the measurement of another room won't be like will be less than it should be, then it's because you didn't count the wall that goes in between. So whatever you're drawing your floor plan, take into consideration that you're putting your inside walls and they also have some kind of thickness. Yes, you can, yeah, you can click on room properties and you can go to edit. Oh yes, so that's for the height. Yeah. So like you can do the, let's say that we do like a different height or whatever, but then like you will have to create your own ceiling for that. And from here, you can, I thought that you're talking when you're uploading floor plans, sorry. And from here, you can also change your rooms names. So if you have loads of rooms in your project, then you can simply click here and change the name. So like, with which room you're working. Do you need to create separate rooms for different floor finishes? No, you don't have to. Each room, whenever you will draw your walls, so for example here, like each room has a separate flooring area, so I can put a different floor in any of my rooms. If somehow, or like, if you want to have a different floor in, let's say, the same area, then you can use the create new product. You can use the create new product to outline the space where you want to apply different textures. So the create new product tool will help you with creating like a multiple floor wall designs. So now we can apply like a different texture in the hallway. So whatever you have your room, then you have like a separate floor area. Now, if you want this floor to be in any other room, then you can simply copy it with the copy texture tool, the same with like a paint colors and things like that. This happens even when it's just one room. Okay. And what if you use the room tool and, for example, you will, did you try using room tool and just simply draw a room tool and let's say it will be 10 by 10. So then when I will create it, like it is 10 by 10 as I wanted it to be. You're welcome, Cindy. For how do you do? Yes, but that's when it's complicated room with lots of alcoves. It makes it difficult. Yes, it does. It actually does. If you're like stuck with it, I would recommend to get it traced by our interior designers if that's an option. If not, then like when you're doing the alcoves, then it might sometimes change, like whatever you're adding walls. So yeah, you need to you need to be quite careful with that. So for example, like if we have a wall like that, and then let's say that we have 3.5 here, and now we'll do like an alcove. Then like if you want to change this measurements, you can click on adjoining wall, and then let's say that it should be like any other, then you can just simply adjust it. So whatever you stop drawing, then you can click on the joining wall, and then you can adjust the length of your walls. Yes, yes, it did. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, because like when that's what you like how you said before, then whenever you're adding it, it's like a half of the wall will be included if you're like, if you have alcoves and things like that. So now if you will know the thickness of your wall, then when you're adding alcove, you will have to reduce the length of that wall by the half of the thickness of your wall, if that makes some sense. Yeah. You're welcome. How do you do two floor finishes? So with the two floor finishes, when we have, for example, like a big room as this one is here, then you simply go with the create new product tool, or you can use even like, the shapes from our catalog. If it needs to be, for example, a step, like a one part higher than the other. If not, if it's all flat, then we go with the create new product, create yourself, and with the rectangle tool, you will outline the area where you want to apply a different texture. Let's say that we will have like a kitchen area here, and we want to have tiles here. Now you will just click on done. You can leave it flat, so it will be as flat as your floor. And now you're able to apply totally different texture on this area. So you can create like a backsplash like that, and you can create like a different um, floor textures in bathroom area, for example. Yes, they're very important. Yes, the wall thickness is very important. Like, even it doesn't matter if it's like adding like alcoves, or if it's adding for example room by room, then you always need to take the thickness of your wall into consideration. Because like of course, if you go to, let's say, a building site or your client's house, and you're measuring the rooms inside, and then you start drawing, and you're like, oh, okay, but it's not the measurement that I put. Like you can always click on a joining wall and adjust it. But if you know the thickness of the walls, then you can just add it straight away when you're drawing. Can you set the scale of the drawing such as 1/4 equals 1 feet? Um, I'm not sure. I like, whatever I'm here, like I will always, you have the grid box size. So I will just always zoom in. So I have my, like, it's just that it's not too zoomed in or too zoomed out. And Cindy, do you mean like when uploading floor plan? You like, like you can change your measurement, so you can upload it as a when you print your drawing. When you print your drawing, so if you go to export 2D plans, yes, then from here you can, when we go to export now, then you can choose the size. So we have the size here. So you can choose like a between A0, A2, A3, A4, and it goes like then you have architecture B, architecture C, D, E. And yeah, no, you can't change the scale. So scale is 1 to 25. If you click out the fit to paper, then you're able to change the scale of your drawing that you will be exporting. If you wanted to fit the paper, then you're not able to edit the scale. How are you supposed to know the wall thickness? Is it always the same default for every home in your country? You're welcome, Cindy. It's, go to your settings, because like, like you don't have to know the wall thickness, for example, in the, in the house that is being built. If you know that and you want to make the same width, the same thickness of the walls, on your plan, on your drawings, that's fine. But if you don't need that, then just go here to your file and your settings, and here you have wall thickness. So just set it, and then you will know, how much you need to add or how much you need to deduct the length of the wall. And where did you get that architecture floor print? So when we go back to export 2D plans from 2D, you go to export 2D plans. Oh, just let me zoom it in. And now when you click on export now, then here you can choose the size. You can put the floor plan title, and from here you can choose the size of the drawing being exported.
What do you mean the size? How are you supposed to know by those words?
I'm sure that like, if you put it into Google, like you will have, like a definition of what size that will be. I presume like I didn't do like the architecture A, B, C, or D, but I presume that they will be for like a very specialized printers. So maybe they will be like, bigger than A4.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah, so for example, like if you go to Google, then you have like a drawing size reference table, and you have like architectural ones as well. So it will show you exactly which one is what size.
Good to know. We learned something new.
Sorry?
I said it's good to know we learned something new.
Yes. Yeah, always. When you export floor plans, why is it that some furniture comes out as a line drawing and some have a texture? Can you change this? um well, you can hide furniture on your export floor plans if you want to, if you don't need them, but it's some of them, they will be like outlined. So for example, like, like if you will have like a one bed will be like really looking more like a drawing, and then the other one not. But yeah, I don't know why. So like Samita said you can connect with Foyr and they can check that for you. I'm really glad these sessions are helpful. Will this be changed in an update? I actually don't know. Samita, do you have any information about this? Like I know that sometimes when you're exporting some of the furniture, they look like they're sketched up, but like you have to remember that when you're exporting, that's an architectural drawing. So it's not like it's not downloading floor plan, it's architectural drawing. So it will look more like maybe sketched up instead of being like a drawing, like a floor plan, like a photo of a floor plan itself. We have an option. I don't know if many of you know that we also have an option of downloading floor plan as it is. So for example, if you will have a floor plan here, and it will be finished with all your, for example, all your furniture and all, then you can go here to file and you can click on download floor plan. And now this floor plan will be downloaded as you can see it. So it will be downloaded with your colors, with your furniture layout. So if you don't need any um, like export to these or elevations, you just want to showcase the layout of your floor plan, then you can simply download it like that. And then like, when you have all your rooms finished, then you will have all the furniture visible here. That all depends on your plan. If you're on the premium plan, then you have some exports and elevations that you can work with. If that's something that you might be using quite often, then you can contact Foyr and ask them if that can be added into your plan, and they will look through it and they will give you the best option. So you can contact Foyr for any inquiries. Do we have any other questions? About the export plans, go if you have any doubts, you can always go to your dashboard and then you have your plan, like your account. So if you go to your account, then you have all the information, like what do you have included, and things like that. If you need something else, or if you're thinking that you're maybe will be better off with an upgrade, then you can contact the support and they will give you the best option. So you're free to contact them. You're welcome. Oh, thank you, Christine. I'm happy they are. Please, if I can ask everyone to share your feedback in the survey that you will receive after the session, that will be really appreciated. Thank you, Cindy. I think we started doing them because sometimes you think that you know it all, and then there are like small details that you might have missed that are really helpful, or they will just make your work so much easier. You're welcome, Camila. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Sharon. Thank you. That's good. Thank you. If you have a spare moment, go over the catalog. There's so many items there that you can, like, change the purpose of them, and that will save you time. For example, if you're trying to create something, or even if you want to create something and like you don't want to use the create new product tool, even the geometric shapes themselves, yeah, just like, see what's in there, and yeah, and try to think outside of the box. Like I always say that, and I will be repeating that, because for us interior designers, that's very important to just think outside of the, common rules. Or some are the surveys or being emailed?
Yes, they should get it as an email right after this call. And also, I think once they end the meeting, right, Anushka?
Yes, once
Perfect.
the meeting is ended, a tab will be opened where you can fill the survey form.
Okay. Yes, so you will get them through email. Perfect. So thank you so much for being here with us, and hopefully we'll see you all next week.